Hello. All right, it is October 4th. I'm just leaving work. It's just after 11 o'clock. So I got today and tomorrow. These are the 2 days that I will be planning on combining soybeans. We're going to try and get as much done as we can. I need to stop over at Tractor Supply and see if they have a hose with the right fittings to replace that leaky one that runs the real hydraulic motor. So we'll stop there and get that, and then we'll stop at the Steratania place and get another 52 gallons of diesel fuel. That way, when I get done today, I'll top off the combine and then I'll put the rest in the 2670. Some of the things that I was thinking about, I think I'm going to try something with our new auger that we bought to unload grain from the grain bin. It's a 8-inch auger. It's in way better shape. It's shorter. Like I said, it's in better shape. I want to see if I can use that to load beans in the grain bin. And that way, I will be able to freaking put beans in the bin so much faster. So I think it's going to save me a lot of time. So I need to spend the 30 minutes to get just to make sure. I'm sure it'll work. But I got to invest the 30 minutes and move everything around and set everything back up. So that'll take some time. But basically, what I'll do is, like, towards the end of the day, I'll basically fill up that wagon right to the freaking top and then spend the evening unloading it in the bin. So that way I utilize all my hours of daylight and dryness to combine beans. Now, like I said yesterday, the dryness of beans was inconsistent. There was patches of dry, there was patches of not so dry. You know, you would get some that had like a lima bean kind of a deal. I'm sure that's how they will be more towards the back, around by the trees. But I'll be observing that as long as there are patches of dry beans so I can mix them. So I am not too worried about that at all. But I do think that the condition that the beans are in, they're not super dry, like 10%. So I think that's going to be really good for harvesting, which would minimize any type of header loss. So that'd be great. So yeah, just basically concentrating on getting as much done. Basically, you know, by the time I get home and do all this bullshit, it'll be 1 o'clock. So 1 to 6:30, so that's 5.5 hours. I'm off work tomorrow. I've got to do some prepping with the discs and the grain drill. Oh, I got to get zip ties. Does Tractor Supply have the zip ties that I want? I want the thick, wide, thick, super fucking thick, wide guys. I know Lowe's has them. Well, if Tractor Supply doesn't have them, then I'll have to jump over to Lowe's. So, yeah, zip ties and the hose. But yeah, Thursday, off work, got to get ready to do some disking and planting of the cover crops. And I should be in this other lane. We're going to cut this guy off. All right. So I'll do all that stuff in the morning, and then probably like noon, like just get out there as early as I can and get as much beans done as possible. I don't know if I'll get the entire field behind Mom's done, which is, 24 acres. I mean, that'd be cool. And then all I have left is that 6 acres over there by, closer to my place. So we will see how the day goes. You know, shit could break down. That would suck, but that's how it goes. That's how things happen, and I don't worry about that. I worry about, as in, everything's working. Let's get things done. Cannot live your life in fear of, oh my God, this might break. What are we gonna do? What you'll do is you'll deal with it and get through it. So, all right, here we go. So Tractor Supply had the hose, but they didn't have the fittings. So it's like, well, if I need hydraulic fittings, where do I go? I go to Serco. Dude, I haven't been here in a few years, okay? And this, walk in, gentleman help me out with the fittings. The owner comes out and saying, man, we're gonna redo this whole thing. We're gonna spend $40,000. We're gonna have every single size fitting imaginable. And then he says, come on over to my office. So I went over and he showed me his new updated commercial that they're gonna show. And he gave me an apple, gave me a bunch of writing pads, and I got 2 calendars, both of which has girls on them. Oh my God. Dude, this is the best fucking place. And I'm like, you know, there's a reason why I come here. Not just because you guys are cool, but just also because good work. Got everything. And I'm like, I'll be over some other time. You know, who knows if more hoses and stuff burst. So, fucking awesome. All right, let's get our diesel fuel. Okay, this will be my 3rd barrel. 52, 104, 156. So I'll have the combine full after today. The 30 and the 70 are full, and then whatever is left after I top off the combine this evening will go into 2670. And at some point next week, I do want to fill up the 2670. So that'll be 4 barrels. Jeez. Is that a leaf? What the fuck was it? It was. Fucking leaves. I can't reach it. All right. On our way home. It's just after 12:30. So I'm going to go straight to the farm. We're going to put that hose on. We're going to double check our fluids. And it's go time. I still might make a shev adjustment. I've been noticing that with beans, people like to have their shivs a little wider. So I might open the shivs. Jesus Christ. Whatever those are called. Shivs, sheaves, whatever the fuck. We're going to open them up a little bit larger and increase the fan size a tad. That should promote more beans to fall through and less chaff and shit fall through. But also keep an eye on the cracked beans. I have yet to get the concaves to a point where I'm cracking beans. So we're still adjusting stuff because I want to get a good thrash, and I think those cover plates are doing an awesome job. Really happy with that. Cover plates are doing what they're supposed to do. We'll get that clearance setting so they start maybe cracking a little bit. I like having a fast rotor because that should clean, the stuff out of there a little faster. So we're still making adjustments, but right now things are working well, and we're gonna go. We're gonna basically go. Okay, here's the end of our hose. We got this guy right here. Here is an adapter. So we'll put this guy onto here, and then this guy onto there. That one's on. And 2. Got the other end done. So we should be able to easily put this guy on, and we're ready to go. Okay, I just used 2 hands. That literally went on in like 30 seconds. So that is done. With that with that off, it was dripping. So I am probably really low on hydro, but I was going to top it off anyway. But nevertheless, that is replaced. All right. Let's go ahead and top that off right now. Gonna need both hands. Yeah, this was pretty much empty, so that took about 3 gallons. So, yeah, who knew that was all gonna drain out of there? But probably lost some anyway from it leaking yesterday, so cool. That is topped off. I had this other guy in here. This usually, I think something in here leaks, so I gotta keep that full. But I got all kinds of engine oil. But yeah, this is what we did yesterday. This little spot right there, and then that pass just up and down. So I'm gonna start on this spot right here. This is probably 2.5 acres right there. Get that done, and then start there and just work my way south. We'll see how the beans look way in the back, and like that. Just after 1:30, we're still getting things kind of set up, but one other thing I wanted to try and do is set this. This is the discharge beater, so stuff that's coming out of the rotor will discharge stuff out the rear. And these there's a beater right here. It'll actually throw. Whatever's there will actually throw it. And I think if we can throw it so it can land on those spreaders, it'll spread the material out a little bit better instead of it just kind of dribbling out, landing on the rear end of the shiv and shakes. It just kind of like falls off the bottom there. So instead of having a windrow, see if maybe that would help fling it into those spreaders and spread it out. But right now I am ready to go. So here we go. Hey look, it's Nicole and Haley. I think she has a sign. Alright, so this little 3-acre section here is done. We're gonna probably just unload this and then start doing the area there behind Mom's. Yeah, it is tough doing this with one hand. So this section here is done. This is probably like 3.5 acres. But yeah. I'm gonna go unload this and something to drink, and then start. I think it's almost, I forgot what time it is. I think it's after 3. I did not unload yet. I think I'm just going to do a round here, just go down and up, take care of these weeds, and then I'll unload, get a drink, and go from there. A little bit fuller than last night, so we're going to dump this in, and then I'm gonna take a quick break, and unload this, and then go out and keep going. I'll top off. Whoa, it's almost about to fall off. Might check some fluids, but yeah, get this unloaded. Spilled a little bit. I brought the arm over. I brought it over too far. I was going to go in and back it up. I never backed it up. So we're going to scoop as much as I can off that pile. But, yep, we're unloading our second hopper. This is the PTO shaft that I got caught in August 1st of 1983. It's all my fault. I did it on purpose, basically. So there is some distance there, like 2.5, 3 feet. Yeah, it's the same shaft. Okay, believe it or not, this is my next hopper load. I just took my great nephew for a spin, so I've already did a round. So this is my second load for today, which is already unloaded in the bin. So it's almost 5:30. For the next 2 hours, I'm just going to concentrate on combining. So I'll do a hopper, I'll load it, do another hopper, and then I'll worry about unloading the wagon when it's too dark to combine. Whew. Okay. I got this mess right here because the beans got big and had the reel too tall, so I will unload this. Okay, so now I'm going to start going on the far back here, and we'll see how these beans look. I'm starting to get a little bit more pods now, probably because I think the beans are just a tad wetter. So I'm going to increase my fan speed a little bit, and also my rotor speed, maybe to help thrash them a little better. And now I got to take care of that now, and that sucks. Okay, it's after 6:30. I didn't really get a full hopper, but I'm starting to get a lot of trash in my sample. So the beans are already kind of too wet, and so we're just gonna call it today. I got a lot done. Everything's running good. So 1 o'clock I'll start. The beans will be a lot drier, so I should get a cleaner sample. And I'm going to unload this wagon and also get most of that pile. So I'm going to get a scooper. Okay, so we got that field all done. And then we did a bunch of passes there behind Mom's. I know the tree's in the way. But I don't know, 10, 11 acres. Not really quite half of this parcel back here. But beans were starting to get wet. I was getting a lot more trash, so we're calling it quits. I'm going to fill the rest of this up with fuel. So this thing will be super full of fuel. And then whatever I have left, I'll put in a 2670, and I'm going to attempt to start that. And I'll move it over by the grain bin and put the battery charger on it. All right, fuel time. All right, we got the 2670 fired up. I moved it over by the grain bin because there's an outlet over here. And I'm gonna get the battery charger that I had on the 970, move it over to the 2670. And this thing charged at 970, started right up, so that's super cool. Okay, all right. So we're over here in a 2670. I used my car to jump start it in case the battery was too low. So, what the fuck? God damn it. Shit's all tangled. What the fuck is those noises? Is that what woofs are? Is my mic picking that up? I think that's a wolf or a coyote or wolverine. Something. Jesus fuck. All right. Black is negative. Red is positive. All right. So I think there's something on the internet for city people that tells you what you need to hook on first. If you ask me, it doesn't matter. All right. Those are hooked on. Well, it's doing something. All right. All right, so that is charging. That should be good to go tomorrow morning. All right. Pretty good day. So, tomorrow morning, we're going to get out here and we're going to get this guy fired up. I'm actually going to empty the rest of the diesel fuel that I have in my car into here. Gas gauge says it's almost half a tank. So we'll put the rest of the diesel fuel in here and we're going to hook on to the discs. And I'm going to see if I can adjust the wings on the discs so that it does not cut so aggressive. I don't really want to disc up the soil very much. I'm kind of chopping residue and, you know, getting some dirt flung up and stuff, but I'm not looking to do major disking, like churning the soil. I want to mostly chop residue and kind of disturb the soil. So that'll be first thing. And then I'm going to disc what I have combined. After that, I'm going to get the 930 and I'm going to go and get the grain drill and bring the grain drill over here and get the grain drill all, get the grain drill ready to plant any kind of cover crop, which I have on that pallet over here. It's possible I'll plant what I got disted because I'm going to wait till noon or 1 to start combining. I'll also make sure that all the fluids are topped. Hit a couple of grease points. And then, 12 noon or 1 o'clock, start going. And then basically from 1 to 6. And then I want to disc what I just did and then plant what I just did. That way, anything that I have combined, I can have it disked and planted with the cover crop. Because it's going to be, it could be till late October before I finish the beans. So whatever I get planted tomorrow will have a head start for next year. So that is the plan for tomorrow. So at this time tomorrow, 24 hours from now, I will be done for now. Because October is going to show up Friday morning. They're actually calling for rain Thursday night, but I think that's after sunset. Or if it's coming early, then I'll have to stop early and do my shit early. But nevertheless, that's tomorrow's plan. And so I will have a video of all the shenanigans that I'll be doing tomorrow.